Ladies, let's be real for a moment. Respect is non-negotiable. You are not here to beg for it, negotiate it, or try to force someone to give it to you. A man who respects you will show it in his actions, not just in words. But when a man doesn't respect you, oh, trust me, the signs are crystal clear. You just have to be willing to see them. So today I'm giving you 5 undeniable signs that a man does not respect you. And if you see these in your situation, let him go. You deserve so much better. When a man ignores your feelings, it is one of the clearest signs that he does not respect you. Respect is shown through attentiveness, care, and consideration of your emotion. If a man consistently disregards how you feel, brushes off your concerns, or makes you feel as if your emotions are unimportant, he is showing you exactly how little he values you. A man who truly cares about you will take the time to listen, acknowledge your feelings, and seek to understand your perspective, even when he doesn't fully agree with it. A lack of respect in this area often reveals itself in subtle ways at first. Maybe he interrupts you when you speak, dismisses your worries with a simple "you're overreacting," or changes the subject when you bring up something that bothers you. Over time, these small dismissals accumulate, leaving you feeling unheard and invalidated. If every time you express concern, he responds with frustration, irritation, or avoidance, he is showing that your feelings are not a priority to him. A man who values you will not want you to feel disregarded. He will take your emotions seriously and make an effort to respond with care. Another major sign of disrespect is when a man belittles or mocks your emotions. If you express sadness, frustration, or concern, and he laughs it off, rolls his eyes, or makes sarcastic remarks, he is not only ignoring your feelings, but also invalidating them. This behavior can make you second guess yourself, causing you to wonder if you are truly too sensitive or too emotional. But the truth is, your feelings are valid. A man who respects you will never make you feel like your emotions are a burden or an inconvenience. Disrespect also shows up when a man refuses to take accountability for his actions and how they affect you. If you tell him that something he did hurt you and he immediately becomes defensive, shifts the blame onto you, or makes excuses instead of acknowledging your feelings, he is disregarding your emotional well-being. A respectful man will recognize when he has done something that caused you pain and will want to make things right, not dismiss your experience. Ignoring your feelings can also manifest in a lack of support when you need him most. Maybe you're going through a tough time, facing stress at work, dealing with family issues, or simply having a bad day, and instead of being there for you, he distances himself, acts uninterested, or gets annoyed that you're not your usual self. A man who respects and cares about you will want to be a source of comfort, not someone who makes you feel worse. Over time, being with someone who constantly disregards your emotions can lead to deeper emotional wounds. You may start suppressing how you feel, walking on eggshells to avoid conflict, or accepting less than you deserve. When a man truly respects you, he will make an effort to listen, understand, and validate your emotions because he sees you as someone worthy of care and attention. When a man constantly breaks his promises, it is a direct sign that he does not respect you or your time. A man's word is a reflection of his character, and if he consistently fails to follow through on what he says, he is showing you that his words hold no weight. Respect is built on trust, and trust is built on reliability. If he tells you one thing and does another, he is not just being unreliable. It's showing you that he does not value the commitments he makes to you. At first, it may seem harmless. He says he'll call, but he doesn't. He promises to show up, but something always comes up. He tells you he will change, but his actions remain the same. You may find yourself making excuses for him, telling yourself that he's just busy, forgetful, going through something. But the truth is, when a man truly respects you, he will make an effort to keep his word. He will not repeatedly disappoint you and expect you to be okay with it. A pattern of broken promises creates emotional instability in a relationship. You never know if he's actually going to do what he said he would. You start questioning whether you can rely on him, and over time, this erodes your sense of security. A man who respects you will not put you in a position where you have to doubt him constantly. He will understand that when he makes a commitment, it is not just about words, it is about demonstrating through actions that he values your trust. A man who breaks his promises is also showing a lack of accountability. Instead of taking responsibility for his actions, he will make excuses, blame circumstances, or even try to turn it around on you. He might say you're too demanding or that you expect too much from him, when in reality, all you are asking for is basic respect and honesty. If he truly cared about you, he would acknowledge his mistakes and work to correct them, rather than making you feel bad for holding him accountable. This type of behavior can also be a sign of emotional manipulation. When a man makes promises he doesn't intend to keep, he is giving you false hope. He keeps you emotionally invested in the relationship by making you believe that things will improve, that he will change, or that he values you enough to make things right. But if his actions never align with his words, then those promises are just tools to keep you around without actually putting in the effort. If he repeatedly breaks promises about the big things, commitments to the future, respect for boundaries, or changes he claims he will make, he is showing you exactly where you stand in his life. A man who respects you will be consistent, reliable, and intentional with his words. He won't make empty promises, and he won't leave you wondering if he truly means what he says. When a man talks down to you, it is a clear sign that he does not respect you. The way a person speaks to you reflects how they truly see you. If a man consistently uses condescending, belittling, or degrading language, he is showing that he does not value you as his equal. Words carry power, and when someone uses them to diminish your worth, it creates an unhealthy dynamic where you are left feeling small, unheard, or even questioning your own intelligence and capabilities. This kind of disrespect often starts subtly. Maybe he corrects you unnecessarily, speaks over you in conversations, or dismisses your ideas and opinions as if they are insignificant. This kind of disrespect often starts subtly. Maybe he corrects you unnecessarily, speaks over you in conversations, or dismisses your ideas and opinions as if they are insignificant. He may use sarcasm to mask his insults, making jokes at your expense while insisting that you are too sensitive if you express that it bothers you. Over time, these small moments add up, and you begin to notice that every conversation feels like a battle for recognition and respect. A man who respects you will speak to you with kindness and consideration, even in moments of disagreement. He will value your thoughts and opinions, even if they differ from his own. But when a man talks down to you, he is not just expressing frustration, he is asserting dominance. He wants to make you feel inferior so that he can maintain control in the relationship. This behavior is not only damaging to your self-esteem, but also a sign of deeper emotional immaturity on his part. Another form of talking down to you is when he constantly criticizes you in a way that is not constructive. It is one thing for a partner to offer guidance, support, or even healthy criticism when necessary. But it is completely different when every word that comes out of his mouth is meant to tear you down. If he constantly points out your flaws, makes you feel like you can never do anything right, or speaks to you in a way that makes you doubt yourself, he is not helping you grow. Is deliberately trying to weaken your confidence. In many cases, a man who talks down to you will also try to make you feel like you are not intelligent enough to make your own decisions. He may belittle your choices, mock your goals, or act as if you need him to guide you in every aspect of your life. This is a manipulative tactic designed to make you dependent on him. A man who respects you will encourage your independence, support your ambitions, and trust that you are capable of making your own choices. When a man uses degrading language, it often escalates over time. What starts as subtle sarcasm or dismissiveness can turn into outright insults, shouting, or even public humiliation. He may start to lose his temper more easily, raising his voice to intimidate you, or using words meant to break your spirit. This kind of verbal mistreatment can have long-term effects on your mental and emotional well-being, leading you to doubt yourself and feel trapped in a cycle of negativity. In some cases, a man who talks down to you will also do it in front of others, whether it's friends, family, or even strangers. He may make comments that embarrass you, interrupt you when you are speaking, or act as though your opinions are not worth acknowledging. This is a blatant display of disrespect, and it shows that he does not care about protecting your dignity or valuing your presence in social situations. A man who truly values and respects you will never feel the need to assert dominance through his words. He will communicate with you in a way that uplifts you, encourages you, and makes you feel like an equal partner. But when a man talks down to you, he is showing his true colors, revealing not only his lack of respect for you, but also his own insecurities. When a man always prioritizes himself and never considers your needs, it is a clear sign that he does not respect you. A healthy relationship requires balance, effort, and mutual consideration. If he is only focused on what benefits him while disregarding your feelings, time, and well-being, then he is treating you as an afterthought rather than as an important part of his life. This type of selfish behavior can show up in many ways. It could be as simple as always choosing where to eat without asking for your preference, or as serious as making big life decisions without even consulting you. As always choosing where to eat without asking for your preference, or as serious as making big life decisions without even consulting you. If he constantly makes plans that suit only his schedule, disregards your availability, or expects you to accommodate him without ever making adjustments for you, he is showing that he values his own convenience over the relationship. A man who respects you will make sure that both of you have a say in the things that matter, no matter how big or small. Another sign of his self-centered nature is how he responds when you need support. If he only wants to be around when things are easy but disappears when you are struggling, that is not respect, that is selfishness. A man who truly values you will be there for you emotionally, not just when it benefits him. But if he avoids serious conversations, downplays your problems, or makes everything about himself, he is showing that your needs are not a priority to him. Pay attention to how he treats you when it comes to effort and compromise. In a relationship, both people should be willing to give and take. But if you are always the one making sacrifices while he continues doing whatever he pleases, that is a red flag. He might expect you to be flexible, understanding, and patient while he remains rigid and unwilling to adjust anything for you. This is not a healthy dynamic. A man who respects you will recognize that your needs are just as important as his, and he will make an effort to create balance instead of leaving everything on your shoulders. His selfishness may also show in how he communicates. If he only reaches out when it is convenient for him, expects you to be available on his terms, or disappears for days without explanation, he is making it clear that he does not value your time. A respectful man will not leave you questioning where you stand or whether he cares. He will be intentional about maintaining a connection, not just showing up when it benefits him. A man who always prioritizes himself will also expect you to adjust your life around his. He may disregard your boundaries, ignore your responsibilities, or make you feel guilty for not catering to his every need. If he expects you to drop everything for him but would never do the same for you, he is not respecting your individuality or the importance of your time. A man who truly values you will understand that you have your own priorities and will never make you feel like your life should revolve around his. Another sign of this behavior is how he handles conflicts. If every disagreement somehow turns into a conversation about his feelings while yours are dismissed, he is making it clear that he does not respect your emotion. He may refuse to acknowledge your concerns, shift the blame onto you, or act as if his problems are more significant than yours. A respectful man will listen, validate your feelings, and work towards solutions instead of making everything about himself. This type of man often thrives on control. He may not openly say it, but his actions show that he expects the relationship to function in a way that benefits him first. He may demand attention when he wants it, but withdraw when you need it. He may seek admiration and praise, but fail to appreciate or acknowledge your efforts. Over time, this imbalance creates resentment and exhaustion because you are constantly giving while receiving little to nothing in return. A relationship should never feel one-sided. It should be a partnership where both people are valued, supported, and respected. When a man only prioritizes himself, he is showing you that he does not consider your happiness, your well-being, or your presence in his life as something he needs to cherish. When a man repeatedly crosses your boundaries, it is a clear indication that he does not respect you. Boundaries are a fundamental part of any healthy relationship, as they define what you are comfortable with and what you are not willing to tolerate. A man who values and respects you will honor these boundaries because he understands that they are an extension of your self-worth. But when he consistently disregards them, he is showing that your feelings, limits, and personal space mean nothing to him. This type of behavior often begins subtly. He may push small limits at first, pressuring you into things you are hesitant about, making jokes at your expense despite you asking him to stop, or showing up uninvited when you have asked for space. If you allow these smaller violations to slide, he may continue to push further, testing how much he can get away with. Over time, this pattern becomes more apparent, and you start to realize that your words hold no weight to him. A man who crosses your boundaries will often dismiss your concerns when you call him out. He may act as if you are overreacting, accuse you of being too sensitive, or make excuses for why he did what he did. Instead of acknowledging that he made you uncomfortable, he will try to manipulate the situation to make you question yourself. This type of response is not only disrespectful, but also a form of emotional manipulation designed to make you doubt your own instincts. Another sign of boundary crossing is when he pressures you into doing things that you are not ready for. This could be emotional, physical, or even financial. If he constantly pushes you to reveal things you are not comfortable sharing, expects you to do things at his pace rather than yours, or disregards your financial boundaries by making you feel obligated to spend money on him, he is showing a complete lack of respect for your autonomy. A man who genuinely cares about you will never force, guilt trip, or manipulate you into anything that makes you uncomfortable. A disrespectful man will also ignore your need for personal space. If you ask for time to yourself and he refuses to respect that, constantly calling, showing up, or demanding your attention, he is not valuing your individual needs. Everyone deserves moments of solitude and independence, and a man who respects you will understand that. He will give you the space you need without making you feel guilty for wanting it. When someone truly values a relationship, they take your boundaries seriously. But a man who repeatedly crosses them will continue to do so, even after you have made your stance clear. He may apologize in the moment, but continue the same behavior later. His actions will contradict his words, showing that he is not truly willing to change. In some cases, this behavior escalates into a complete disregard for your well-being. He may start making decisions on your behalf without consulting you, dictate what you should or should not do, or even ignore your refusal in situations where you have explicitly said no. At this point, it becomes clear that he does not see you as an equal partner, but as someone whose boundaries he can bend to fit his desires. Another way a man may disrespect your boundaries is by involving others in private matters that you have asked to keep between the two of you. If he shares your personal struggles, secrets, or relationship issues with his friends or family without your consent, he is violating your trust. A man who respects you will protect your privacy and honor the level of discretion you have asked for. A relationship should feel safe, supportive, and mutually respectful. Boundaries are not about controlling the other person. They are about maintaining self-respect and ensuring that both individuals feel comfortable and valued. When a man continually ignores your boundaries, he is sending a message that your needs, comfort, and autonomy are not important to him. Ladies, let's stop making excuses for men who show us time and time again that they do not respect us. A man who truly values you will prove it through his actions. Again, that they do not respect us. A man who truly values you will prove it through his actions. You don't have to teach a man how to respect you. He either does or he doesn't. So if you see these signs, don't waste another second questioning it. Let him go, hold your head high, and make room for the love and respect you truly deserve. Because the right man, he won't make you question your worth. He'll remind you of it every single day.